Hey guys, today we're checking out the Itehil Reverse Osmosis Water Purifier. That's next. One thing that's super essential to overlanding and camping, and really essential to life, is water, and clean water at that. With the Itehil Reverse Osmosis Water Purifier, it makes that possible to have water wherever you go. As long as you have a water source handy, Itehil will allow you to extend your time out in the backcountry by giving you clean, purified water. So let's test and check it out in a bit more detail. In the past, I used to have to take jugs of water in my vehicle in order to plan for the amount of time that I'm out. And that took up precious cargo space that I can use for other things. But now with the Itehil water purification system, I'm able to take one jug and then I can refill it at any water source because this will be able to give me clean water. And when I'm camping, I use water for lots of things, such as boiling water for food or cleaning dishes, drinking, also making coffee, as well as putting out campfires. And it's always good when you can do those things knowing you have clean water. The company Itehil, or Itehil, however you say it, we'll go with Itehil, that gives you the option to have your nice water purification needs. It comes in a small portable package that doesn't take up a lot of room either. It features reverse osmosis water purification filtration process, which is one of the best ways to get clean water. Throw it in a river, a creek, a lake, anything where you have a fresh water source, and this will make sure you have clean water. Itehil did send me this unit to test and review for free, but the thoughts and opinions of it are my own. Now the cool thing about this unit is this is the newly improved Generation 2. They actually had the original, which is this one that you see here, and it made some improvements on some of the complaints I had with the original model. Now looking at the ends of these devices, you can see where they're pretty different. Generation 1 right here is actually going to have this slot here where you have your outputs right there. Now the slot is designed for you to connect this kind of block device that has these tubes attached to it. And the hope is that you put it in and it's going to click in place and align everything properly. But as you can see, it's kind of difficult to do. And once it is inlined, it's not the greatest. As I was using it, it would actually leak pretty easily, and just the slightest touch, this thing just falls off, even though it locks in place. So for how well this unit was designed, I thought this was the biggest flaw in Generation 1. To me, it just felt like it cheapened the whole unit altogether, and this just really wasn't dependable for something that I wanted to take out in the backcountry. That then led to Generation 2, which is this one here. And you can see the biggest difference is these inputs. Rather than having that block, you now have these locking kind of inputs here. And how it works is you basically have these tubes. And these tubes are the same diameter, and what you want to do is you would just push these into that hole, and once you place them both in, you can see that they're locked in secure here, and they're not going to fall out, and they also don't leak. So my biggest complaint with Generation 1 was solved in Generation 2. Another thing is that the filters are slightly bigger as well. So in one charge, this was previously able to do 6 gallons of water with Generation 1. In Generation 2, in one charge, you can do 9 gallons of water. So overall, welcome upgrades for Generation 2, and so far I haven't had any issues with it yet. This unit does sell for $399, and you can find it often on sale with a link in the description. So let's talk about what your package comes with. First off, it's going to come with your reverse osmosis water purification system, which is this whole unit here. You also get a nice accessory bag, which will have your hoses. This is your input hose, and then you also have these other hoses here for the output. They also give you this little charging cord, which is nice. It's USB Type-C to charge your device. The only thing is they do not provide a power brick. They rely on you to provide your own. And if you don't have one that's sufficient power, it can take a whole lot longer for this to charge. Itehil does sell this power brick here, which does 65 watts, and you can connect quite a bit of things to this as well, in addition to your USB Type-C, and it does 65 watts to that USB Type-C, and it charges this unit pretty nicely. You also get 2 filters. One's going to be your hybrid filter. The other one's going to be your reverse osmosis filter, which I have installed here. The dimensions are 11.8 inches in length, 7.8 inches in width, and 9.2 inches in height. The unit altogether weighs 13 pounds. So compared to other units that are out there, this is relatively portable. The design is also very practical. As you can see, you do have this nice little grab handle on the top, which you can carry your unit and transport it to wherever you need. The lid on the top also pops open, which covers the areas where you would put in your filters. You have one filter section for your hybrid filter, the other one for your RO filter. On the other side, you also have your water outlets, which you would attach those hoses to. What really makes this unit very practical and very efficient are the filtration systems that this unit has. The first one begins with your water inlet hose, and as you can see at the top here, you do have a little basket that does have some activated carbon inside. And this is your first filtration process. This is useful for taking out larger chunks of debris and preventing it from entering into your unit. From there, the water is then brought into the unit where it meets with the two filters. These filters are replaceable, and the first one is the hybrid filter. Basically, it is a cotton filter that removes large particles like sediment and rust. It also has activated carbon inside of it, which removes and absorbs impurities such as chlorine or organic compounds. This also improves the water quality and its taste by removing any odors or contaminants as well. And it has a sterilization rate of 99.9%. This filter can be used for about 12 months before it needs to be replacing on general use. The reverse osmosis filter virtually removes all impurities with nanoscale membranes featuring microscopic pores of 0.1 nanometers. The pump is relatively strong and can push the water through these filters very well. This forces water to be pressed through the RO filter, which is passed through filter membranes where only water molecules are allowed to pass through. Thereby, this achieves water purification and filtration. This means that RO filter can completely and effectively remove viruses from the water, also metals that are harmful to the human body such as lead, mercury, or arsenic. This will also remove any chemical pollutants or dissolved solids as well. The RO filter does need to be replaced about every 6 months with normal use. One thing to mention is these filters are designed to work only with fresh water, so do not use it for salt water. Let's talk about the battery. The cool thing about this unit is it is portable and it's electronic. The battery is rechargeable via USB Type-C charger, and this takes about 2 to 3 hours to fully charge. The USB Type-C is nice because you can use multiple things to charge it. You can plug it in the wall, you can use a portable power brick, a power station, or even a solar panel. This enables you to be able to charge it while you're still off the grid. Battery power is nice because you can get right next to your water source and don't have to worry about plugging it in. Inside, there are two 6,000 mAh batteries in this, which will give you about 9 gallons of purified water in one charge. And these batteries have 2,000 cycles of battery life in them. And one of the cool things is if you do need to charge it, you can charge it and use it at the same time. Let's talk about how to set this up. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is attach your hoses. And you can do that first by the front here. You have your water inlet, and you're going to screw in your water inlet hose as so. Once your water inlet hose is attached, you can attach your tubes that go for the water outlets, and these just press right in. Next, you're going to want to make sure you install the water filters correctly. Flip up the top of the unit where you exposes those filter holes. You can see one says hybrid, the other one says RO, so place the appropriate filter in those holes. So what you want to do for this is you actually want to press this in, and notice how it has the unlock. So you want to start with this section here in the unlock. Then you're going to press it down, and as you press it down, you're going to turn it into the lock position. You want to make sure it's in the lock position, because if it's not, you can damage your unit. And how you know that is if you turn on your unit and the filter pops up, then it's putting water inside your unit and not through the filter. So to prevent that, make sure both filters are in the locked position. You also want to make sure that your unit is charged, and once it is, you're ready to go. On the front of the unit, you have 3 buttons as well. You have an on-off button, an RO button, and a hybrid button. Now, if you press the RO button or the hybrid button for about 3 seconds, that's going to purge the water out of those filters, and that's something you want to do after every use. Once you're ready to go, then simply press the power button for about 3 seconds. A green light will then come on, and it will start filtering the water through the filters. If it is your first time using it, or it's been a while since your last use, be sure to let water drain from the system for 10 minutes before you start storing your water. This allows the unit to backwash correctly and then giving you the clean water you need. Now, one of the things I noticed is the flow rate will depend on the elevation where you're standing. It has a relatively strong pump which can produce 250 milliliters of RO water per minute, but it can be slowed down if you're higher up compared to where your water source is. If you are a bit more on a level ground, it will be a bit quicker as well. Overall, I found it takes about 15 minutes to get 1 gallon jug of water. So let's check out how this unit does and test out the water. All right, so I'm here at a little puddle that is kind of have some standing water here that's kind of murky, kind of gross. And anyways, I'm going to purify that water and test it out here using the Itehil reverse osmosis water purifier. So I'm gonna store the RO water in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test the TDS of this pond here, and then I'm going to go ahead and test it on the RO process. The wastewater I'm just gonna let flow back in, so I'm not gonna worry about storing that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the inlet hose in this pond. But anyway, let's test the TDS first in there. So it's 81 parts per million in this little pond here, and we'll see if the reverse osmosis can lower that. All right, so I'm ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on and let this get about halfway, and then we'll test out that water. All right, so just got enough to test out the TDS. So this is the water I'm gonna have, and then we'll give it a taste test. So go ahead and turn it on. It's right at 6 to 7 ppm, so that's quite significant compared to what we were taking out in that pond. All right, so significantly cleaner, 7 parts per million compared to 60 to 70 in that little pond. So for the ultimate test, let's drink it. Tastes like really clean, pure water. Pretty good. So concluding thoughts, overall, I really like this unit. It's definitely going in the Jeep from now on for my overlanding adventure. I like to be able to have one water jug and be able to refill it while I'm out whenever I need, as long as I have a water source. And the Itehil water purification system allows me to do just that. This saves me precious storage space and allows me to be assured that I have clean drinking water. This also saves on plastic, so you're not having to use those reusable water bottles. It's also convenient to recharge off the grid with a solar power system. I have found this is also good for emergency uses. We've been at home once and a boil water mandate has been in effect, but I didn't have to do that because I had my RO water purification system. Another thing I've noticed is I can use this for various needs. I like doing some fish keeping, and I actually have shrimp tanks, and some of my shrimp are Cardina shrimp, and they need very, very soft water and particular needs for that. So using this RO system allows me to get the water that they need, and then I can just replenish the minerals that they need as well. So concluding thoughts, overall, this is something that's definitely going in my overlanding setup from now on. I can have water wherever I'd like. I don't have to stop at gas stations. I don't have to stop at grocery stores and fill up jugs and jugs of water planning to be out there. I can always just plan on having a water source near to me, and I can make sure I have clean, filtered, purified water with the Itehil reverse osmosis filter. I think it's a great buy really because the pros outweigh the cons. The first pro obviously is you're getting clean, purified water that will also filter out bacteria as well as other contaminants. Many backpacking filters and gravity filters that are used are not able to filter out bacteria, but with Itehil, you can. Another pro is it is rechargeable by USB Type-C, and in one charge you can get about 7 to 8 gallons of water, so pretty good. Another pro is it's battery powered, so you can carry it right down to your water source without the need to plug it in. This also has a self-priming pump, so you don't have to manually pump it to get water in. It's also very efficient. It does a super good job of getting clean water with that reverse osmosis system. Now let's consider the cons. The first con is that I found is those filters can be a bit difficult to put in place. It does take some practice, and you do need to make sure that they're in the locked position before you use this unit. While it is battery powered, it does take a while to charge. And the con about that is it can be up to 3 hours. And another con is they do not give you a power brick necessary to charge it. They just rely on you to provide your own. Another con is the filtration process is relatively slow. If I wanted to fill up a container of water for my campsite that's empty from the river, then I might be standing there for about 30 minutes at least. Another con is once you're in the system, you stay in the system if you want to keep using it. You have to replace those filters and the proprietary filters that you can only buy from Itehil. So what did you think of the Itehil reverse osmosis water purification system? Is this something you're going to add to your camping setup? If you like something like this and you're interested in getting it, you can find a discount code in the description and use my code Jeff40 for extra savings. If you like what you saw, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe for more gear review content like this. And as always, thanks for watching.